During this period of the 60s, the civil rights movement
Yes.
realized great gains.
Yes.
And African Americans began to express the feeling that black is beautiful.
Yeah.
How did you incorporate these messages in your classroom instruction? I mean, the story of this child is one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in any instance, in not only in the classroom, but also in the church, I mean the broader church. And we began to have integrated schools of mission, and I've been teaching at those. And I remember that it was just very important to help young people know that they could be somebody. And one of the things that I remember coming into the school one morning, and a teacher was ahead of me. She happened to be white, and she said to this boy, "Young man, take your hat off." And of course, that day's gone now. And
Yes.
he cursed her out. And I was right behind her. I just took his hat off of him. And he turned to me and he said, "Give me my hat." I said, No, you're not going to talk to any teacher like you talk to that teacher." And he said, "Well, what you got to do with it?" I said, "Well, you were asked to take your hat off, and you should take it off anyhow."
This was a black child?
Yeah, black boy, and he was mad about something when he got to school. So I said, "I'll be in the room." I told him what room I was in. He was a 10th grader, and I was teaching 12th grade classes. And I said, "I'll be in my room, and you can come get your cap. Whenever you say, 'Miss Kelly, please give me my cap.'" And he said, "Oh, Miss Kelly." And he was so mad, but he didn't say the words to me. He just cussed that woman out. And so he finally came, and he had talked to some of the other kids. He came after each class. And by the time the last class came, he came to me and said, "Why didn't you tell me you were colored?" He said. I said, "Well, I know I am, and now you know I am." But, and I said, "And don't ever talk to any teacher. I don't care what color she is, like you talk." And a year later, I was running down the steps, and he was fussing with another. They were just teasing one another, and he called this guy MF, and he turned around and saw me and said, "Oh, Miss Kelly, excuse me, that was a Freudian slip." I said, "As long as you know who Freud was, you can get by with it." But I never taught him. He never was in my class. But I mean, being there with the children and for the children. I remember I worked with Head Start. No, not Head Start. Upward Bound at Virginia Union in the summers during those days. And one of the young white teachers, French teachers, said to me, "I wish you could tell me how to get through to this girl. I have a feeling that she knows what she's doing, but all of her, she fails every test I give." And I said, "Have you ever touched that child?" I said, "The next time she has a test, when you go by, just put your hand on her shoulder." I said, "There's some kind of foolish law that the downtown Board of Education has passed that don't touch these children. And you can't teach a child without touching a child." And I said, "Just walk by. If you think she can do it, if it's in her," and I had her in Upward Bound, and I knew it was in her. And she came back and she said, "I want you to help me mark her paper. Watch me mark her paper. B+.
Oh.
And she had not failed a test all year.
Just by being
Just
touched.
by being touched. I said, "She's got to know that you're interested. These kids come up here fighting a battle.
Yes.
That is not their battle.
Yes.
It's a battle that they have inherited."
That's right. That's right.
So I
wonderful
think
advice.
that's all of that is
Yes.
important.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that some kids make it and some kids don't. But our kids have have inherited so much.
Just to feel supported and
Just
to
feel support. And she said, "But that was such a little
valued.
thing to do." I said, "I know, but don't just do it to her. Do it to all your students."
Yes.
But especially those that you may not. I said, "You don't know this girl's background.
Yes.
You don't know the kind of
wonderful
abuse she has
advice.
known."
I think most humans thrive when they're
Yes,
touched.
of course.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of putting your hand on their shoulder.
Exactly.
And I said, "How are you doing?" But I said, "That did it." And
Yes.
later she talked to her. But that's why it's because of the young people that you continue to do. I know that at 83 you ought to stay home
No.
but unless I just cannot make it anymore, I will still go.